is a presentation of Real Wise Productions and Komen Media Incorporated. Somebody is about to receive something that he's absolutely allergic to. Who? Next on Mentality. Welcome to another installment and rendition of Mentality, the place where iron sharpens iron in the areas of entrepreneurship, love, health, mental health, and wealth, all from a man's perspective. I am one half of this show and the co host of this program, Cole Johnson, and I am joined, as always, by the other half and the other co host, one Mr. Wise El Jefe. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well, man. We had a little smoky situation here, but it's cleared up a little something.
Good. Normally, we would do the rundown and other things, but no, this is a special edition. And it's one dedicated to what's his name? What's his name? Oh, yes, George Santos. So, right now, sir, the whole truth is about to be unveiled on you. Now, you may know the GOP, U.S. House of Representative that represents Queens, or a Queens section of New York. He was born on July of 1988. He went, of course, he went by other names too. The other name he went by is Anthony DeVolder, but basically his full name is George Anthony DeVolder Santos. And he was born of, Brazilian parents, and you'll get why I mentioned that. Put the tie with that country later. He, of course, he was a first generation American, and he claimed to have dual citizenship. And you will hear a lot of claimed and supposed all throughout this whole episode when it comes to him. I wonder why. But he received the GED, and we'll get into his later scholastic exploits. But we're going to center here around when he tried to run for the same seat that he now is elected, but back in 2020 when he did not get into office. He tried his best to be elected. He ran opposing doggone it. There we go. Thomas Suosi. And he was unsuccessful, to the point where he felt as though he was robbed of the election. Stop me if you heard this before. So I will begin by asking this question to a person who lives closest to the area and, of course, who has a tie to New York and who has a love-hate relationship with George Santos. What do people think of him in that area?
Well, I can't tell you I can tell you what I think of him.
Okay, well then, what do you think of him,
Oh,
sir?
he's a real piece of. Yo, this dude can't get his lies straight,
And we're gonna go through many of the lies that he
bro.
told.
There was like lie after lie after lie. I don't know where it ends. I don't know where it starts. He's just a real piece of. Like this dude. The only reason this dude wants to remain in office at least one. This is how much of a piece of he is. The only reason he truly wants to remain in office at least for one term is to have lifetime benefits.
Mhm.
Do you hear me, people? Lifetime this dude is doing this for lifetime benefits. And this is one of the issues I have when you run for public office. But
One
like
of
when you leave your job, shouldn't you not lose? Don't you like if I was to get fired today, I would not my job would not offer me my benefits for the rest of my life. So I feel
exactly.
these representatives and congressmen, and once they stop serving the public, then the public should stop paying for the life, like the insurance.
Yeah, it would save the country a lot of money. Yeah.
A lot of money. Because some of
Uh,
these don't deserve it. Like they didn't do while they was in office, and now they just and now this is why this piece of really wants to maintain his 1 year. He wants to serve one term.
one of those benefits is actually to pay off a lot of his legal fees. So I'm thinking, wow, all right. So this isn't even about you serving the people, at least from what I could ascertain.
It's him. It's him serving himself.
How did he even gain notoriety in the first place?
He came out of nowhere, dude. I don't like from day one. From when I heard this guy's story, and I just don't know how. Can really people really be that naive and stupid and not see that this man is a con artist?
Oh, that's a good term. That fits
Really,
him.
because that's what he is.
That
That's what
fits
he
him.
is.
Yeah.
Uh, he, he's shown what his stripes. It's not like he hasn't shown his
Mhm.
stripes.
Yeah.
His actions has so my opinion of him come from his actions.
Oh, of
It's
course.
not coming from just not me.
By
Looked and seen and read and done and looked at what he's done, and that's why I say he's a piece of
yeah, it isn't coming from a biased place. Yeah, I get
no.
what you mean.
Because there's a lot of politicians that I really don't care for, but he is really a piece of that to me. He is like a term I love using on this is pond scum. I love using pond scum on the show,
Yes.
don't I? He's oh my god.
You used
I would
grown
drink
up pond
pond scum
scum.
before I even gave him mouth to mouth.
Oh my gosh. You've used pond scum in reference to Herschel Walker. You used pond scum in reference to Dave Portnoy. Now you have used no. Now you said you would drink pond scum before you even think or delve into
If he
anything
needed
George
mouth to mouth,
Santos.
I would rather
Oh
drink
my gosh! Wow.
pond scum than give him mouth to mouth.
If he needed mouth to mouth, you would drink pond scum before doing.
Yes,
Wow,
yes. Before I even gave
man.
him yes. And that's not gonna happen. So
Now,
I
one
guess
of
he
the
will
more.
be getting pound scum. I don't
Oh
think
no,
he'll
no,
be
no!
getting
It
pound.
definitely is not going to happen. So, this is where I need a little help on because so in 2020 and I think even last year, uh, or he may have moved to this place last year, but he ran in a district where he didn't live there. In fact, I think the address that was considered Santos's place in that district happened to belong to his campaign manager. So, how was Santos able to run for a district seat in which he didn't live there?
Bro, this is politics. The dude, is Alexander Vicar, the one who she beat, he lived in Virginia. So like, it's not uncommon practice. It just blows my
That's
mind
true.
that the community is in an uproar about this. Y'all know he's not from the community. Y'all probably never seen him in the community.
Yeah,
He's probably not done anything in the community.
no. I'm telling you, man. I have to thank you because you're passionate about this guy, and I don't mean in a positive sense. It made me dig deep as to why he
Why he
angers
really
you
gets under
so,
my skin?
why his presence is so insulting to you.
Why it
Y-
really gets under my skin? Because I love
Yeah,
my city. Even though I don't
yeah,
live in New York City, I love my city and I love
right.
its people.
But you
And this
have a clown
dude
like him running it.
doesn't care about the
Yeah,
people.
you have a guy like him who represents your city. Yeah, and
And he's a
he doesn't.
douchebag.
And you described it. For the most part, New York City is a blue collar city. You see George Santos's appearance, blue collar is not it.
No, no,
and
no,
that's
far from it.
and that's just from look.
Far
We're going to dig
from it.
deeper into character. Speaking of which, so in the time he ran for that seat in 2020, he lost. But he claimed, though, that the election was stolen from him. Um, now, although he lost, Republicans were pleasantly surprised by the performance from him. However, he decided to speak about this, and along with former President Trump as well, he spoke at a Stop the Steal rally on January 5th, 2021, the day before the attack on the Capitol. And he told the crowd that he lost the election by 13 points and he felt it was stolen from him. Now, why do you believe he felt that his 2020 nomination into the U.S. Congress was stolen?
You want me to go into the mind of that moron to why he did it?
If you can, please.
Listen,
I'll put it this way: put your mind into him.
I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to. That's punishment to myself. Like this dude, but we've explained he is a con man,
He most
and
certainly is.
and of
Yes.
course he's gonna use the orange people to get where he wants.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh Lord."
Look what he stopped. He was at the Stop the Steal rally. This, oh my god. Oh, let's see, he's making mess. He's making me mess up. He's making me mess up right now. Like I'm getting too close to the mic with my headphones. He's. It's just. I look at him, and I try not to feel like this about people. I promise. I try not to, but he just brings
I know.
this vial that wants to come up and make me puke. Because the sight of him is just like this is what is represented. This is what y'all elected. This turd, this dude that really don't care about y'all, who lie. He's just love lying. It's just like it don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
It don't stop.
We're just getting started. Mentality will return. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
It's your girl, Stacey Rose.
Are you looking for a show with riveting interviews, important community information from a vibrant and grounded host? STK Productions presents the intro kit.
Put God first and ask questions later. Let's get it popping. I wanted to give people a platform where they can express themselves and talk about their business and their endeavors in a very safe space.
Content and entertainment just for you. The intro kit.
Friday Eve.
Or Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central. What's on E. Digger's mind?
A and B, I'm going to see my way out of it. Because why? I don't care. I have a message for people who do nothing but complain about black people. We can't change who we are. You called the cops on me. I think that every time you call the cop on someone on a false accusation, your need to be a little bit punished.
BS3 Network proudly presents a man with a lot to say, and is unabashed to say it. What's on E. Digger's mind? Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Welcome back to a special edition of Mentality, where it is the ultimate masculine safe space with Wize and Cole Johnson, and we are talking all things George Santos. Yes, the GOP U.S. House representative that represents a New York district, and we talked earlier about his 2020 campaign that was unsuccessful. Now we'll talk about the 2022 campaign, which was, and it was in part successful because the guy that he lost to, Thomas Suozzi, decided to run against Kathy Hochul for the gubernatorial seat in New York. So it sort of left the Democratic side wide open, and it hurriedly put someone in. Robert Zimmerman was the guy that was slotted in there. And because I guess since Mr. Santos rose a lot of money and made a lot of noise, he was declared the victor by a pretty good margin. And so he, of course, wins the election. He now has a seat in Washington. However, there seemed to come with a lot of controversy, and even the GOP really not wanting to deal with him. So I'll ask you this, because I think I have an understanding as to why you would feel this way. Why have Republicans been slow about revealing Santos as a fraud?
Because it's gonna be it's gonna be pie in their face. Because they knew what this clown was. They knew what he was. They knew he was a fraud. They knew he was fake. But they just wanted that seat.
Mm-hmm.
So they put him in there. They put the puppet in there. And now,
brilliant.
More things are coming out now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to eat crow. Now you got to eat more. Like, this is really tasting real bad in your mouth because you went and put this clown as your representative, as the GOP representative. And this the same. The Democrats do the same thing. They put in puppets that they can control, that don't have the balls to stand up for their people in their community. And that's all it is. That's what, again, I can't stress what's the most important part of this, of your job as a representative, is to represent your community.
Represent the people the people who voted you in.
And he doesn't do that. That's my, out of everything that this piece of has done, the fact that the people aren't his main concern is what bugs me.
That is bothersome. Seriously, that is bothersome. And like I said, we're going to get to the laundry list of lies that this guy has told and has admitted to. Not even that he's told and he's tried to refute all of them. No, he's actually admitted to many of these lies. And so my thought is, so he's been on the scene, especially in the GOP side. He's been on the scene for probably 4 years. You know what this guy's about, but all you care about is, well, he blocks the Democrats from controlling interest in where we want to go. Really? Really?
I
I
feel
mean,
they, I feel they need to
it's
get
to the point where it's to the point where even the Speaker of the House, and the name escapes me. Even the Speaker of the House is like, George Santos, I really don't want to talk about. you were That's
Isn't it
horrible.
McCarthy? Is it McCarthy?
Yeah, it's McCarthy. I couldn't think of his first name to save my life.
Kevin? Is it Kevin McCarthy? I don't know.
Kevin McCarthy. Yeah. I'm like, what? I'm like, really? You were in that bad shape where even the Speaker of the House, who's one of the most powerful GOP members in the whole party, really does not want to speak your name. That is an indictment against you.
Bro, it just it's something that irks me so much because again, I love my city, and the
Mhm.
fact that this dude who has been caught in lies has just been nothing but dishonest and not and has shown his I guess you know what?
Hmm.
Yes, people enjoy the fact that this man has shown his true self. I guess that's the only way I
Maybe.
can think of why people really have
Maybe.
voted for this dude.
I guess.
That they must be like, hey, he's at least he admits he's a liar.
Well, that takes away the next question I was going to ask, which is what do you think was the main reason why it got voted into Washington? And I'm thinking that's probably it. It sort of is the cynical view of politicians that we all have. Like,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
he fits it perfectly.
mhm,
He is a liar.
yeah, it's like, okay, it's better we vote in a known liar than one who wants to put up a facade that he does or she doesn't.
Yeah,
And it might be that. I don't know.
it could be his honesty about being a liar. It could be that his honesty that he knows he's a piece of and he doesn't care. He, he wants to act like he's not, but deep down inside he knows he's a piece.
Like I said to you, man, when I was doing research on this guy, because I mean I've heard the name and I knew the stories, but I wanted to dig deeper and get a better understanding of this guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, this dude just be spitting out lies. I'm like, he spits out lies. He spits out lies like we breathe. I'm like, how in the world?
Bro,
And it was like I was uncovering one lie after another lie after another lie after another lie.
it's like after a while it became story time with George Santos.
Oh Lord,
That's
why
what it
am I?
became. That's what it became. Story
Why?
time with George Santos.
Oh Lord, why am I? Why am I going to wrestling? Why I'm hearing who wants story time without no call, baby? When you just said that.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it, and I just seen this Adam Cole MJF thing, but no, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my, you're right. You're right. God, this dude's a trip.
it's like fairy tale theater with George Santos. And here's your ghost, George Santos.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
I had a grandma, and she was in the Holocaust.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh Lord. That oh, we're gonna get to that. Oh, we definitely gonna get to that. We have a ball with that one. Okay, so his victory helped the GOP gain control of the House of Washington because the Democrats had control of it before 2023. Why does it feel as though that victory feels hollow to them? We know it's hollow, period. But why do we feel that it is hollow to them?
They knew they were gonna lose that seat. They know something. This dude is not gonna last. He's oh my God.
If he does last until, because the reelection for him would be 2025, I'll be shocked.
If he lasts more than one term, I don't know. I don't know. I will lose. I don't know if I'll lose all faith in the political system, because this man should not be in public office. Should not. Whatsoever. And we haven't touched on the stuff that he's done. That's what I'm saying. We haven't even touched on the stuff that he's done. When we break it down to why, y'all gonna realize, they're gonna be like, oh, how did he get elected? And that's what my thought is too. How did he? After I'm listening to these stories, I'm reading interviews, I'm like, and y'all people voted for him? Like, this is just, it confuses me. And that just showed you, because he ran on the fact that President Armitage supported him, and that's who he was going after. That's the audience he was going to. So that's why he wrote. That's why he shot up to fame in the party that fast, because he was kissing the orange people, and that's who he tried to appease. That's who he tried to make happy, and you just don't know. When the orange people no longer need him, they're gonna just on him. I don't. Can I nominate like the whole? Can I like nominate a whole congressional area? I'm saying, like, what the district that he runs? Can I nominate everyone that
nominate
in that district?
So now you nominate New York District 3
for morons of the year. Yes. Yes.
The whole district.
The whole entire district. The whole entire district. They deserve it. They deserve to be morons of the year.
Okay.
Because they voted this clown in. They are now nominees, the whole entire district and the representative, who's already been nominated. So now he's in a double nomination. Double nomination because he's part of District 3. So he gets a double nomination. He got a 2 times. He got a shot to win the award twice. So yes.
Gosh, no.
So congratulations to you, George Santos. You are 2-time nominee, moron of the year. You and the whole entire District 3 of New York.
Mentality will be back in 2 and 2. The Mocha Minutes Podcast, a black person safe space. Well, I'll let Stephanie talk about it further.
You would be a Michael Jai White. I'm sorry. No. I like him. He's so pretty when he don't talk. Would Will Smith, if this was a white comedian, would he went up and slapped him? Would y'all have a problem with it if it was a white comedian doing this? People who say water or wash, I'm like, how did wash get an R in it? Stand up. I don't know why 5 Heartbeats just popped in my head. Stand up.
From entertainment to society and culture, that comprises of the Mocha Minutes Podcast, hosted by Stephanie. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King Podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Welcome back to Mentality, where men are men and we call crap like we see it. With Wize and Cole, I'm Cole Johnson, and this is a whole truth episode based on the New York District 3 Representative George Santos. Now, the GOP member of the U.S. House, he got sworn in. Everything seemed to be fine and dandy with him. But there seemed to be a lot, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot of plot holes all throughout his stuff. For example, this one. So he proudly called himself quote, a proud Jewish American, close quote. And then he trying to walk it back, not all the way, but just a little bit of the way, because he jokes about being Catholic. And then he also said, quote, but I am Jew-ish, close quote. Now, why did this fool lie about being Jewish?
I don't know what's the people in his district like. I don't know what's the makeup of his district.
Well, okay. So the district, I think, is made up mostly of Nassau County. Now, you probably know Nassau County's makeup a little better than I would, since you lived in that area almost all your life.
I can see why he would say that then.
Mm-hmm. And I thought you was gonna. And when I mentioned the county, I figured you was going to say that.
I can see why he would say that,
mm-hmm.
even though it's not true.
Yeah,
it's not. It's been proven that it's not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's just. I was like, really? You gonna go through all of that? And then you mentioned earlier that his grandmother was a Holocaust survivor. I'm like, really?
Another lie.
I was like, really?
Another lie. Another lie. Like, this is some like some real like this dude
mm-hmm.
really came and said that, oh yeah, my grandmother survived the and no. And people still, like, if someone can use something like the Holocaust to try to advance their career,
you low as heck, man.
You're a real piece of you are.
In the words of Chuck D, you're low in the low. Seriously, you're lower than low.
You are. You're trying to make a name for yourself off of the death of millions. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, you just spat on them, the ones who actually did go through it and survived it, and the family members that either commemorate the fact they went through and survived it, or they actually mourn the loss still 80 years later of the ones who did suffer that atrocity. And I'm like, why would you go that far? But then again, we are talking about George Santos because he wants to go that far no matter what it is, including where he went to college, because he graduated from Baruch College in New York.
That was a lie.
Oh, how about this one? He ran an animal rescue group.
That was a lie.
He was so established in money, he worked at Citigroup and Goldman Sachs.
That was a lie.
Why is this man such a BS artist? Why?
Bro, my boy has a GED. GED.
Yes, GED. No, that is the truth. That's the truth. He has a GED. Yes.
A GED. And ain't nothing wrong with having a GED. That's great.
No. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
But your man said but this dude really is not for the people.
You know he's not even for the people.
He's all for George Santos.
Oh, for example. So during the campaign last year, he lent his campaign more than $700,000 and reported receiving a salary of $750,000 and dividends between $1 and $5 million.
We know Negroes lying. Let's stop right there. Let's stop you right there. We know Negroes lying because he ain't got $700,000.
That's what I'm saying. Oh,
he ain't got $700,000.
Oh, we could get to that too. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Negro is lying. He is lying. This dude, oh my!
But you got what I said. He reported receiving a salary of that much, and then in saying that he had dividends between $1 and $5 million from this capital introduction consulting firm.
Have you seen this dude? He is one of those guys that buys nice suits and is broke as.
So he claimed to have owned 13 different properties.
That was a lie.
Guess how many he does own? 0.
I should be asking, was this election rigged?
Not the 2021, but the 2022.
No, this election, I should be asked. I think everybody in that district should be asking. Did we really vote for this dude? Did we really vote for him? I gotta remember voting for him. Like did you remember voting for him? Nah, do you? Like, I really think y'all need to check this out. Like, y'all need to investigate this because how y'all vote him in? It's criminal. It's criminal. This is criminal.
You know his mother died as a result of 9/11, right?
That was a lie.
Later, we will have Thoughts from the Throne. This is Mentality. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it. Uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We
with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central.
With Wize and FM Cole Johnson, and you were inside The Whole Truth featuring George Santos, the U.S. representative from New York representing the 3rd District. Now, we uncovered a few of the lies he's told. We're going to uncover even more because he has also recently been indicted on wire fraud, money laundering charges. And then there is his check fraud charges in Brazil.
Yes.
Now, he admitted to stealing his mother's former employer's checkbook and made purchases totaling about $1,400 US at 19. And he just signed away, well, not his rights, but he just signed some documents basically avoiding prosecution in Brazil. Which makes me want to ask, how does this man get away with these scandalous things?
It blows my mind. He's so we know he stole this money because he's admitted it.
Yeah.
Wrote these fraudulent checks.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who y'all choose to represent you.
I love how you come back to that because that truly is how I am thinking.
Because that's what I have to come back to that because this is someone that these people really thought that this was the solution. Like he was the man for the job. Like they really thought he was the man for the job.
Oh my God, is he so not? But yeah, I'm saying it in saying I'm glad you are going back to that because that's what I'm doing. I'm like, all of this stuff that he has proven to be a fraud. Forget that he has performed fraud. He has proven to be a fraud. He has lied about many things. He's actually done criminal acts that he's admitted to doing. And you still elected this guy.
And that's all you can come back to. It's like you look and see that this dude, like,
he admitted to stealing his mother's former employer's checkbook. Admitted to doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not he was found guilty and he said he was innocent, like he's trying to do now. And I'll talk about that in a minute. He admitted to stealing his mother's former employer's checkbook and making fraudulent charges and writing bad checks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like the more you say to me, right? It just makes me. It's like the whole district is just going up and up and up and more and like it looks like they might actually win because you voted for. Maybe no. That shouldn't be rewarded. That shouldn't be rewarded for stupidity.
Okay.
You shouldn't be rewarded for stupidity. I will nominate y'all, but I will make sure y'all not win. Y'all do not win. But yeah, no. I'm gonna honestly admit and say that this election will be rigged, and y'all are not winning, but y'all will be nominated.
And I won't say that it scares me, but it angers me that we as a voting constituency seem to actually be stupid. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to admit that, but I mean, this guy is proof. This guy is proof. Like, okay. All right, so he currently faces the following: 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of materially false statements to the House of Representatives, along with that false check fraud that he avoided prosecution about in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Who actually thinks this guy is fit to govern anything?
Obviously, the morons of the 4th district are. That's who.
3rd.
Whatever. 4th, 3rd, it doesn't matter. Morons. I think whoever was his opponent should have went for a recount, because I don't know how they voted him in. I really don't.
You think he should have done a stop the steal
On himself.
rally?
On himself. Yeah, on himself. He should have.
Oh my gosh. I knew he was fodder. I knew that he was silly. I did not know how willfully dangerous he was. And I didn't know. I knew that he had a couple of lies. I knew that. But I didn't know about all of these lies. I'm like, oh my gosh, his whole life is one. And that's why I have a hard time wrapping my brain around this. I'm like, they think this guy can govern something? It's like, how can you trust him when he says that I am in Washington, I'm representing you, and that when he goes back to Nassau County and he stumps, and he says that, I'm going to take whatever these issues are with me, because this is what you represent, to Washington. How in the world can you believe this guy?
I'm reading more and more. Like, how did y'all not, like, Harbor City Capital Ponzi scheme?
Yes,
Ponzi scheme, and he was a part of that. That's why it's again with the information that's out there, and all this stuff. Did all this information come out after he get elected? Like, where did this dude come from? And y'all not know, and y'all not really vet him. Like,
it'd be scary if this came out before.
Republican Party. This is the Republican Party,
and
you have a representative that. Just look at everything we've just said. And we haven't even mentioned everything. Just the stuff we've said is a lot.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And the lies continue.
And like you said, this happened before his first campaign. Not his second, his first. This all happened before he ran the first time.
And now he's starting his own. He started his own. Oh man, he's in the right state too. He deserves to be in Florida with DeSantis if that's where he wants to go.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God!
And his stomping grounds to raise funds has been in Florida.
Yeah. Because there's old rich people that he can lie to and get money and raise money, and then those funds disappear and don't know what happened. Like this dude is he's in it for the money. He's let his intentions be known. Like,
unfortunately, yes, yeah.
He's all about the money. That's all he cares about. That's the most important thing to him, is the money. So, District 3, I'm very happy. I'm hoping that you're very happy with the results that you're gonna get, because y'all gonna get so.
And now, thoughts from the throne.
Oh, it's me again.
Yes, it's you again.
So, okay. My thoughts from the throne it's still dwelling on this human being that is George Santos. Congressional 3rd District. What the were y'all smoking when y'all voted for this dude? Really, seriously, like what were y'all on when y'all thought he was the perfect representative for you? I don't understand. Like, I really would love to comprehend why y'all voted for him. Why? Because he lied and said he was Jewish? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. But y'all gonna understand. Y'all gonna feel it. Y'all gonna understand why this was a big mistake. Because when he gets found guilty, because Joey, please, God, yes, please help me. If I'm praying for something, it is that definitely. And I don't want to wish anyone to go to jail, but he deserves it. He deserves it. He is really rotten. And I shouldn't be wasting thoughts on the throne on something like this. But he so thoroughly deserves it so bad. Y'all don't understand, people. Like, this man is not a good person. And if he was, he would, if he really wasn't a good person, he would resign and be like, I don't deserve this position. But he's not. And he's going to continue to lie to you. And I just don't understand. But God bless y'all. Please, God bless y'all for bringing them into our lives and voting this moron into office. Thank you all.
Who says you can't go home again? Well, I did to a certain degree. Now, throughout my life, I've gathered friendships with a certain group, and because of certain similar interests, things happen, and we coalesce and we bond because of it. Well, because of certain duties I had to take up, unfortunately, I had to leave being with that group, and it wasn't because of anything they did. It was just my time was being taken up on doing something else. Well, as of this past week, that time got freed up for me to hang with that group again. And when I returned, it was a great welcome. It was one of the jolts I needed. So understand that you can go home again because you're meant to have many different interests with many different people because they get to touch you in ways that you couldn't imagine or fathom or possibly conceive. And because of those connections, that's what life and living and being with friends and being with brothers and even being with sisters special. So, unlike who we have talked about in this whole episode, it's great to be with people who truthfully are worth the time spending. Thank you for accepting me back into the fold. I have missed all of you. And those are thoughts from the throne. And now, do you have anything to say to the people before we sign off?
Oh yeah, we have not. My view of Boston continues. My man, I'll be sure. You my man, night and day, love it, everything. And but you,
Not LB.
yes, I'll be sure. Yes. Samuel Adams. You and your beer.
What old school political
And your beer. And your beer. And the beer. Yes. Oh, the band Boston. You too.
I was wondering when you was going to talk about
I had
them.
to get to them eventually. Yeah, I usually do edition. I had to definitely put them out there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say my man Bill Burr, did I?
No, you have not.
You too, Bill Burr.
Oh.
And I enjoy your comedy. You are a funny dude, but definitely. Because today is George Santos's day. This is really should be more force. It should just be focused on George Santos, but I have to give my you to Boston. I have to.
Oh my goodness. I guess the show would not be complete unless.
Did I say the Hasselbacks too?
No, you have not.
Well, Tim and Matt Hasselback, both of them.
Both of them. Good Lord.
Yeah. And whoever's married to the Elizabeth. Oh God bless you. God bless you, because her too. And that's it for me. And she might not even be from Boston, but that's the fact that she's married to Hasselback. She's related by association.
I think she's married to Tim, but I gotta check. But anyway, okay. Again, as I always say, for those who reside in Boston, for those who don't, we thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for hitting that notification bell, and for commenting even on what you'd like to see or what you'd like to see more of, as you get a chance to get this program when it emanates, when it premieres, either on the Comey Media Incorporated YouTube channel or the Real Wize TV YouTube channel, because we do enjoy giving you this content, and we definitely thank you all for your support.
Yes, we do.
And that does it for another episode of Mentality. We thank you for joining us, as we always do. For Wize and FM, Cole Johnson, saying in parting the following: our secret technique is that we always speak with mentality. See you next week.
Peace.
That's 100.